Saturday morning, guys. This is the action. This is the power hour. This is where we come to be celebrated, where we come to get our reflections done, where we come to get fed. This is where you come to get equipped, to go out here and do your thing, right? Month had one explosive month, really, really great month behind us, and definitely want to say for all of our brand new family members, want to say welcome and let you know you're in the right place. And this is, like I said, we are a family here in business, right? And so family owned and operated, right? And so glad to have you guys as a part of the family now. A lot of great things happened last month, guys. We broke records as a company, broke records as a group, and a lot of you broke records as individuals and leaders. And so a lot of people are extremely excited all around the world, right? And when I say around the world, I'm talking about all around the world. So what I want to do right now is first and foremost, want to make sure that we have a Spanish, all Spanish, 100% for a Spanish Forex 2 hour boot. I think it's 2 hours boot camp. It's happening today and tomorrow, and the flyers and banners went out. It's going to go live in PipU. So, so when you have people who are Latino and you put them in that group, at least you have, you can tag them into that Spanish boot camp, that Forex boot camp. So now we have Donnie for English Forex, and we have the new gentleman who just came on board for Spanish Forex, right? We got JCL for Spanish when it comes to futures, and we have um, Miss Roxy for options, right? And then we have some other people who are coming on board right now. You guys are gonna hear from or also hear about on the corporate update call today. And so, big things are happening, changes are happening, and Omni is up and running. You got people who are making money right now, pulling trades off Omni Live. I know Latoya had some fly trades and on Omni and made some money, okay, on the standard. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I do know that we had full calls. When I say full calls, we had full calls when it came to the live tradings, and live trainings. When it came to Donnie, over basically 100, we had 100 or more, people on every one of those calls, for the most part, going through the month. And that kind of consistency is extremely important to let you know that people are excited, and let you know that people are, really taking advantage of the opportunity, guys. And let me share some with you. As we get this thing honed in and as we get this thing dialed in, a lot of that access is going to change. Okay? And a lot of the access that people are getting right now is at some point in time is going to be required that they either be on the elite, or on the apex, right? Because again, people are getting the whole kit and caboodle, as they like to say, for little or nothing. And sometimes you got to give some things away in the beginning to make sure that the program, is running, and make sure that the program is being serviced. Make sure people are extremely happy and productive, when they're using the program, so they can do what? Run and tell it, right? So they can go become master promoters. Okay. And that's the important. That's the important thing. So right now, you guys who are here, Upperly Mobile, you guys who are out here promoting what we have to offer today, make sure that you guys are, running and telling it, right? Make sure that you guys are putting yourself in a position where you're getting the marketing done on your end, because again, at some point in time, it's going to be harder for you if you don't create momentum wise at its easiest point to create it. Okay. When things change, it'll be simple. It'll be a no-brainer for you. It won't be a problem for you at all, right? It just be okay. So that's the play they're calling right now. All right, let's run this play. Okay. So we're gonna run this play. So that's the thing that you want to make sure you're always ahead of, you're always in front of. You want to make sure that you understand that part you can control, but don't put yourself in a tight spot, business wise by not doing what you can to build your business and expose the company. Right? Other thing is, we have our Operation 300, our special ops group. Okay. And so obviously that group right there it's a leadership group, a secret leadership group. And for us, want to make sure that you guys who are in there, you stay in there, all right, because there are qualifications, there are things that have to be done to be in there. And but the other thing is this: while you're in there, you want to become master promoters. When I say master promoters, we had the promotion, and then you guys like, hey, look, you have until Wednesday midnight, this date, to make sure you get the elite pack that has the gold and silver still a part of it, right? And you guys ran, and you guys did very, very well with that promo, right, as a whole, and even like most of you even took advantage of it yourselves, right? But now you gotta understand as a master promoter, you have to be able to create a promo type environment in your business 100% of the time. Okay, I don't care if you're in network marketing or if you're using network marketing as a platform to run your business. You still have to promote it. Okay, Golden Boy Productions, boxing, right? Promoting, always promoting. They on social media promoting the fight, so they can be, so they can get a big they can get a big draw, right? Fighters make their money from where? TV, marketing,
Ticket
HBO.
sales.
Yeah, so when you look at like give you an example, the Bud Crawford, right? The reason why he um didn't get the big fights is not because he wasn't qualified, is that he wasn't willing to promote the way that they wanted him to promote, right? He didn't want to be, one of these guys up there fake fighting and talking about people and pushing people off stages and stuff. Like he didn't want to be that guy, right? He didn't want to be the clown, right? And so, but they need the promoting, they need the drama, right? They need the action. So that's got to go on, and on. They need somebody talking about each other on social media, right now, saying, "Oh my God, you hear what Tank said about X, Y, and Z." Now you got real fighters fighting fake fighters, right? And they're doing it for the bag, right? They're marketing. So now you got a cross where you had MMA and cross into boxing, right? And now all of a sudden now you got this draw, this circus fighting going on, right? And then now, I mean, but it's promoting. They got the biggest purses, they got the biggest draws because what? They got the most eyeballs, right? So you got influencers who turn to boxing, right? You got influencers who turn to boxing and they boxed non-boxers and had clauses and fights and contracts that for a fact that they couldn't get hit because it was a exhibition fight, right? But we're gonna make this money together. You gotta let me win, right? And so I'm telling you guys this because you have some people have emotions toward the network marketing aspect of it, but network marketing can make them more money and give them a better lifestyle than your job, right? So you got people who Mike Tyson, first time, what's his name? Not the Mr. Pound for Pound, whatever his name. TNT. What's this guy's name? The one that Mr. the Perfect Fighter, 50, he what's his name? I don't know why I cannot remember his guy's name for nothing to save my life. Uh,
Carmelo.
no,
Roy
no,
Jones. Roy
no,
Jones.
no. 50. He's the only guy that got a perfect record. He retired perfect. One he called. He said he was better than Ali based on his record. What's his name?
Oh, you talking about
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Mayweather. Yeah.
So Mike Tyson, when Mayweather took that exhibition fight, he called him a clown, right? And he was basically talking about how he was ruining boxing, right? Same stuff that people do when it comes to having a job, talking about network marketers, right? But who were the healthiest people in the continent when COVID hit? People who sold health and wellness products for network marketing companies. Who went home to residual income, right? When 2 million people lost their job in North America, people in network marketing, right? What did Mike Tyson do after he talked about Mayweather? He went and had two exhibition fights. One with Roy Jones Jr., right? And then he had one against the one of the brothers, the influencers. Okay. So, and what they did was, they marketed it the whole entire time, talking crazy to each other, pushing each other, whatever it was. They made a big, big purse. Everybody got paid. right? So what I'm telling you is I'm bringing this all the way back around to the marketing side of what we do. Guys, you don't have to to market, but you have to market your business because it is a business. Businesses with no marketing are left to die. They don't grow, they go away. And like I said, here we grow again, but they grow away. They grow backwards. They grow in reverse, right? So do yourself a favor, guys. Learn how to market, master marketing, become a master promoter. Okay. And so when you see me promoting something, you see me pushing something, push it like I push it, if not harder. Right. And push it all the time. And the more and more you push it, the better and better you'll get at it. Right? And if you have questions about how you're pushing it and how you're marketing, how you're promoting it, uh, reach out to me. Yeah, and get some advice on what you're doing and what you should be doing different or what you should be doing more of, right? So let's make sure we're doing that because right now things are about to change, things are about to shift. And what you guys are about to see right now is now I can tell you one thing for certain. The Latino market, when it comes to trading right now, is about to be the most explosive part of the company. It's about to blow up. And I'm honestly probably within the next 60 days, 30 days to 60 days, it's probably going to overtake everything we've done as a company when it comes to the category. Yeah, and so and I see it coming. I understand what's happening right now. When it came to everything that we was marketing, I know that most of your premier leaders, like myself, Mr. Navarro, uh, Mr. Pacheco, a lot of us, we were not solar people, right? So we did what we could, but we just weren't solar people, right? You only had one person in the company who was a solar person who felt comfortable in that environment, who can produce in that environment. That was JC, right? So now, when you have this the trading aspect of it, this is something that everybody's familiar with. This is something that all of us can sell, and this is something that all of us are actually selling, right? And if you see the model, my 2-day boot camp that I did with Donnie, it's being done, right? Mr. Pacheco's made a million seven figures in a quarter, right? Before when it came to Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin software and crypto software when they launched the company back in the day, right? But they're using the 2-day boot camp format, right? Because it works, right? So why not use it? And so if they're using, the information that's being put out that's working, why shouldn't you, right? So you guys are getting it firsthand. You guys are learning and have the ability to learn this stuff firsthand, right? Take it and dominate with it. Okay, so let's make this Monday, this month right here, this month of November, an amazing month, an epic month. Let's go ahead and make sure we compound on what we did last month, and make sure you do that by promoting Builder 250. So people who are not in that special group, right? That Operations 300 Special Ops group. The only way they can get in there right now, guys, is if the month of October they put 4 people in already, right? Or they hit Builder 250. Right. And so that was one of our things, so you can now say, hey, look, right now, the faster you bring 4 brand new people on and while you're plugging in, or the faster you get Builder 250 right now, while we're plugging in, I can vouch for you and then we can get you into consideration, right? We can get you into consideration for that group because that group, you know, uh, it's going to get bigger, but it's also going to get um, larger. We're gonna have addition by subtraction first. Again, we're gonna have some people who are pulled out because they were able to get in based on the default of them being in the right place, right time, doing the right thing. But they had a chance to be in. They had a chance to stay in. Okay, but to stay in, yeah, that's the most important part. You still got to do some work. Right, to get in, you're definitely gonna have to do some work. Okay, and you want some exclusivity. You want people to say, "Well, I want to be in that group." But everybody in that group seems like they're winning. Everybody in that group seems like they're rank advancing, right? Everybody in that group seems like they're getting recognized. Everybody in that group seems like they're a better leader than everybody in the company. Everybody in that group seems like they're better promoters or better recruiters or better, whatever it is. They have bigger communities than they. We're going to make it in that group where it will pain everybody on the outside of that group not to be in it. Okay, that's my job. Okay? So for you, if I'm you and you have a growing group, that should now be your job. If you're not in the group, your first job is to get in the group, right? And then make sure everybody else regrets not being in it so they can go out there and wake up and move and do something special for themselves and the people who are in their groups, right? So, with that being said, again, become a master promoter. Make sure people are getting, fighting to get into that group. Make sure you're talking about the information, not necessarily giving it to them. Oh man, that training was amazing. Watch what's happening. Matter of fact, since we had that call, the first call, we had X, Y, and Z amount of numbers hit the books, boom, and whatever it is, and you just start talking about it, pumping it up. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and get the reflections, started, and we'll start here. Like Laura said, I ain't driving. I got time today. What I'm saying? She beat Carla, to the punch. So we're gonna go ahead and let Laura open up this today, with her reflections for the week and get this party started.
Well, good morning, family. I am excited to be here and totally focused and not driving. And first of all, I want to thank Mr. Bean, you and Mrs. Bean for who you are and what you do for all of us. But what hit me most this week, Mr. Bean, is exactly what you're talking about, was the 300 ops meeting that you had on Wednesday night that went almost 2 hours. And I was glued to the screen the whole time because of the information that you were sharing and pumping into us. And it just impacted me differently. It really took me to a different level in the way that I'm looking at my business, the way I'm handling my business, and the results that I'm getting from that change in attitude. So, one of the main messages is that you said, don't allow your emotions to control your actions. And that's powerful because, as Mr. Winston said, everybody is going through something. So we all are having emotional impacts every day. But your message about not allowing it to control our actions, to control our emotions, and still go to work, be at work, do what we are required to do to get the results that we desire was super powerful, and it hit me really hard this week. So thank you for allowing me to share. That's really all I'd like to say at this moment. Thank you.
No problem at all. And again, I'm glad that you actually that was your take, and after I communicated that, because a lot of people have some real good feedback from that. A lot of people will tell you right now they had a whole entire shift because of that, right? And so yeah, your emotions, guys, and we're all guilty of it. Remember, we're all human beings. You're going to have emotions, okay? You just have to learn how to process that emotion, okay? And then how to respond, when you receive it, not react, right? Got to make sure that whatever that emotion leads you to, it that'll lead you to something damaging and big mistakes, right? It makes let it lead you to change, right? And you actually evolving. So appreciate that. Thank you very much, Carla.
Great morning, Mr. Bean. Thank you very much for allowing me to share. Thank you for the platform, and thank you, Mrs. Johnson, for leading the way. I want to also talk about Wednesday's call in terms of as being a catalyst for unity regarding the homework assignment.
Mhm.
And how we should process our relationship to business and differentiating between network marketing and business and not allowing other people's stuff to derail us, right? So that's the first thing. And secondly, this week has also been a lesson in patience for me in terms of some of the challenges that I'm still having in setting up my my Omni account. So those are the two things that I just wanted to share today, and thank you for allowing me to share.
And the cool part about it, guys, is this, when and we'll go, like I said, when it comes to the post, like um, some of y'all don't know the post that she's talking about, but I did a Facebook post, and it was one of those things that it was a deep thought post, but it was also an exposure post, a post that put people in the industry of direct sales network marketing on blast, right? And we talked about how you have owners out there who are from the network marketing industry, and they are more like a network marketer than they are a business owner, right? And how they run their companies, and which is why most of them aren't successful, right? And so I wanted to make sure that people saw that, wanted to make sure that people participated in that post. But it was a part of the assignment. So if you see the post, go check it out and take a look at it. It's a pretty interesting post. But yeah, as far as like when you look at new projects, especially when it comes to technology, guys, technology is always one of those things where when it's brand new, you always have technology challenges, right? You always have like the first version of, that's the reason why it's the first version of the Apple, right? Watch, the Apple cell phone, first version, of the Android cell phones, the first, or here's the upgrade, hey, look, guys, download this upgrade, for this cell phone. And, you have challenges with your cell phone, right? And what you do? You just do the downgrade, right? You just upload whatever software they tell you to upload, and you're on with your life, right? You don't let it affect you. And so, when it comes to your business, again, you want everything to be perfect, and again, everything's not going to be perfect, right? But one thing that you can do about it, when it's all said and done, is you can personally make sure that everybody has a good experience with the challenges that they're having. Okay, that's as a leader. And as an entrepreneur, remember, our job is to make sure customer satisfaction is had, make sure that customer care is there, to make sure people understand that this is the first run, right? This is a process that it was been in beta for a long time. And right now, the company itself has been functioning globally for a long time. We are the first batch of people, here in the United States of America to get it, and we're working with a new system, a new country, and a new infrastructure, new technology, all that good stuff. And so, yeah, you're gonna have a glitch or upgrade needed here or there, or something that needs to be signed or whatever, and that's okay. Again, once they get that done, we off and running. Or like I say, you see some people right now who they start getting the kinks out, they start pushing people through. And now you see people who are actually using it, right? And it's not if, it's when. And so we just got to make sure that when things happen, we are the leader, and we are like what we're talking about emotions, how we take our emotions out of it, right? And we are there for everybody else. Right? I mean, when my mom died the day for my 21st birthday, um, obviously before I went home, I cried, right, the whole night. But when I got home, everybody in my family was crying. Like, you can't have everybody crying. So, somebody got to be strong. So, so me, I chose to be that person. I didn't cry anymore, when I left my army base, when I went home to my family, right? Because they needed me. And right now, it's the same thing. Your people need you, right? You're the entrepreneur. You're the person who's running the company, right? Your company, right? And so you got to be the mature person 100% of the time. And the one thing about entrepreneurs, guys, is that, and business owners, is that you don't get to have bad days, even though you have bad days, right? People in your company, your employees, you have recognized and noticed that the people who are in your group, they don't care anything about how bad your day is, as long as you make sure that their day is going fine, right? And so as long as you understand that they don't think you're human, and you know that for a fact, they don't think you get sick, they don't think you have challenges, you know that, it's okay. At least you know that, right? You know what they're expecting out of you. They're expecting perfection. They're expecting, you to be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're expecting a lot of, things that are unreal. And that's fine. They think of you as superhuman, and so it is what it is. But I just want to make sure you understand that you're going to have some conversations with some people, hard conversations and not so hard conversations, just conversations that make sense. Don't worry about it. Yeah, they're working on it. They're gonna get it together. That's an easy fix. No problem. That's right around the corner, right? And so, good. That's the Carla again. That's your patience. Just make sure that they see your patience, right? That anytime you have something negative going on in your business, guys, again, do take that up. And anytime you got something positive in your business, you take it down. Okay, so I appreciate you, Carla. You know, good stuff, good feedback. Del Boudreaux, Crazy Cajun, brand new builder 250. You know what I mean? Everybody, show the man some love. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Thank
about.
you, Mr.
Congratulations, bro.
Bean.
Congratulations.
Thank y'all. Man, I want to thank everybody for all the well wishes, man, because it's just been a phenomenal response. And it's everybody on this call and everybody in this family that really, helped me get there, man. And Mr. Bean and Mrs. Bean's leadership, I mean, think about everything they've done just in the last month, not just the last year for us. We got Donnie Pips. We got the last week, Mr. Bean doing full 5 presentations. We got an event in Houston. We got Black Ops meetings going on. We got everybody driving to the end of the month. I mean, who does all this? I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Bean, they just set the environment and the tone for everybody. And I want to thank them so much for that because it means a lot to me because all day we working and
Mhm.
he's working for us every day, man. I mean, it's every day, almost 24 hours a day. You call Mr. Bean at 2 o'clock in the morning, he's answering the call. So I want to thank you, Mr. Bean and Mrs. Bean, for all the support you have given me in the last 15 years. And look, I get a call this week from somebody I brought to an event in Houston last year. And he called me, he's
Um,
my ex-boss. He calls me and says, "Hey, I know you're doing something. What you doing?" So, man, I just casually start talking to him. And he said, "Trading." He goes, "Man, I wanted to write a trading app that tells you what to do." I said, "Man, we already got that, man. We already making money with that." And he goes, "What?" So I slowly went into Zeta and what we can do in refineries and stuff. And I mean, he was blown off his seat. But all of this happens because of these crash camps, being around y'all on a Saturday event. I mean, Mr. Meadows and his wife on Saturday, man, what a great conversation. Those things that bring the family together. That's what Mr. and Mrs. Bean is about. And knowing when business is business. So I want to thank everybody for that. But hey, man, we just keep the business going. We're going to drive to the end of the year and launch 2026, man, like nobody's business. So thank you, Mr. Bean. I appreciate everybody on this call. What a great week.
yeah, man. Again, congratulations to you again, man. Great job for yourself. You said you weren't getting out, you weren't leaving the month without being to builder 250. And that's the thing. You have a lot of people who make quantity decisions, guys, and then you have some people who make quality decisions. Right? You have people who say what everybody in the masses say. I'm going to build a 250. I'm going to build two. You going to build a two? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You going to build 250? Yeah, yeah. I'm going to build 250. And then everybody's fired up, right? Until it's time to make them phone calls. Everybody's fired up. Everybody's jacked up sideways. But when your buddy not sitting next to you, right? When Kathy not sitting next to you, Sabrina, when Carly's not sitting next to you, right? Kendra, when Jackie's not sitting next to you, Carla, right? It's like, oh, uh, I don't know if I'm gonna go build a 250. I don't know if I'm gonna make a phone call. I don't know if I'm gonna have a guest, right? Make quality decisions, guys. When you make quality decisions, what happens is you reinforce your quality decisions with all the right work, right? With a plan. You go out there and put yourself in position. Because I already know, like Dale said, I made a quality decision. And people should be able to see your quality decision, not hear it. A pair of lips will say anything, right? But a person who makes a quality decision, the whole world can see. He just ran down everything I did. I didn't tell him everything I did. He saw everything I did. He saw the decision that I made, right? And some of the decisions I made got me like I had to have some conversations about. So, because I was booking calls so fast and not even thinking about it. Sometimes I was booking calls when calls was already booked for the company, right? And like, oh, doing the company calls. I'm like, I'm in competition with the company and stuff like that. So it's like, and I'm making it known, like I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it in the company groups. Like I'm just, hey, if you want to make some money right now, hey, let's get on this call. Make sure that we about to do another trading call. And it's like, so some stuff that I had to, but people they know it was an honest mistake, right? They know right now what I'm doing for the best of the company because If I wouldn't, you wouldn't even seen it, right? Like it's man, for you to get out there and say, look, I'm gonna do a call this day, this day, this day, this day, this day, this day, right? And then I'm gonna do a leadership call this day, and I'm gonna commit to this day, and then I'm gonna do a corporate call this day, and guess what? Then I'm gonna do 3 ways and lifelines. Then I'm going to do game plan session, and then I'm gonna do. Hey, people see that, right? They see your decisions. That's how you help them make decisions, right? So now, when Dale hits build a 250, right, or when Julie hits build a 700, right, or when or when anybody hits a rank, right, when you guys hit these ranks, when Donnie hits build a 700, right, it's like the traders on Donnie's team, like, okay, oh, you know what, Donnie's never actually ranked up for nothing before, and I've been with Donnie for years, right, so Donnie's actually ranking up for something on purpose, and he excited about it, and he's talking about it on his calls. Man, I need to go ahead and start sponsoring some people. Right. So they're not listening to me because they hear the trade, but now they like, okay, I'm conflicted. I'm like, I feel like I'm being left behind. Right. I need to go ahead and put some people in here and tell people about what we got. Right. When you lead, guys, you know, lead when you make that decision, right? A quality decision, not the quantity decision. When everybody all fired up, putting hearts in the chats and 4 5s and 1s, and we see all that, right? But what else do they see you do after that? They're looking at you saying, "Oh man, you said that last month, and you did the same thing you did last month. Nothing." That's right. So they watching, right? Just like your kids, they watching, right? How many you try to give your kids? How many you got try to discipline your kid for something they got older, and they're like, "Man, you didn't even do that. Like, you don't even do that." Yeah, they call you out on it. Like, "Hold on, boy, who the parent?" Right? Who you talking to? So you set yourself up, right? You put yourself in a bad position, right? So yeah. So but always like because me and Kim even talk about that, about what the boys see, right? And what we want them to see, what we don't want them to see, and what we got to do so they see it, right? And so what we got to say so they hear it, and then how we back it up, right? And so I just appreciate you guys understanding that, man. Make the decision so everybody can see it, right? Not just your team. Because when you make the decision where everybody can see it, what happens is everybody outside of your team starts talking about it, and people in your team starts to hear about it. And now you have third party credibility and validation on your leadership. Okay? Trust me. Think about it. If I wasn't a 360-degree leader, guys, I wouldn't be in this position, right? And so what did the company see when I first got started? Me working, me presenting, me recruiting, me training, and guess for who? The company, not my team. I didn't have a position in this company. I didn't have a requirement to do any of that, right? But I understand what leadership is. And I can't tell a person who I am, I must show them. Right. And so again, that's a lesson right there, right there. Just going out there, being on purpose and making a decision that people see that it was a quality decision and not a quantity decision, not a group decision. Right. All right, Philip,
Sir,
by,
thank you, Mr.
by way
Bean,
of
for the.
France over there.
Oh,
What's going on?
yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, I'll be back in Florida next week, but I've been enjoying it with my wife. So I'm just, but yeah, didn't let them stop me from continuing to build the business. So I'm excited about, like you were saying, Mr. Bean. I want to make sure I keep positioning and in the 300 ops group, and I want to make sure that I'm putting forth the action. And just want to congratulate. My team members. I mean, Kendra, how she's building up in the time that she spent with her, and that she did that call Wednesday, and then Miss Tammy, Mother Tammy. I'm glad that she's on the team now, and I'm just being motivated all over. This trading community is doing something to me. I can't explain it, but it's like Zeta. So I can't wait to build a community with that. I appreciate your leadership, and I'm excited. I'm fired up. I got some people that's talking to me now about the trading community here in France, and I'm sending out requests and sending out the video that you did, and I'm just fired up. This company is thank God that I'm in this company. Mr. Earl brought me in. I'm learning from you, learning from leadership, how to be a leader, and I'm looking forward to the last thing that I did. I was motivated when I upgraded to elite. I couldn't stay elite for long. I had to use the trade money. I was like, I just made some money with trading with Mr. Don Pips. I was like, he motivated me. I was like, Mr. Don Pips. I was like, so I had to upgrade immediately with the money that I made from the trading from my live account. So all these things are happening all at one time. So I'm just excited, and I appreciate everything, Mr. B.
No problem. And the cool part about it is this, like, and when you look at leadership, guys, and by the way, Philip was recruited by, Mr. Earl Beckett, and Earl, came over to Houston, and he didn't come by himself. Earl brought another young man, on his team, Chris, there, and Chris brought a ex police officer, right, with him to the event. Right. And so Earl was always active. Earl was always promoting. Earl is always like he's on the move right now. He just sent me a text message before the call, said, hey, I'm route to an event, I'm in a car full of people. So let me know what the status is gonna be. But I say that to say this, he sponsored Philip, right? Philip's in all the events like Earl, right? And so he's plugged into everything like Earl. Guess what? Philip, used his resources to upgrade. Hint, hint. Guess what? So did Earl, right? Earl just hit an Apex pack as well. He used his resources, from trading to upgrade as well, right? Dale used his resources to upgrade from trading as well. Why, ladies and gentlemen, when you have the ability, to go out there and make money and because people say, well, the problem is I don't have the money. No, the problem is you don't know how to make money, right? And companies like this, money is not required, right? It's not the number one requirement in order for you to be successful and or in order for you to get rich. You making a decision, is because people are around you. You make money through people, right? People is your capital. You can go out here and recruit until you find enough money to get an elite package if you really wanted one. You can go out here and get in the market, right, and learn how to trade, on just the 199 pack and make enough money to buy the elite pack, right? So there are no excuses, right? It's just exposure, right? There's no excuses. It's just exposure. You either making a decision, making and doing the right things, or you exposing yourself to the people who you're talking to, right? People not crazy. You're talking to adults who have eyeballs and common sense, right? And so I appreciate the fact that you actually did that, Philip, and that you let people know, hey, look, this is what I did. I made some money by trusting Donnie Pips, by pushing the button. I got my results, and those results put me in a position where I didn't have to use my own money out of my own pockets, and out of my own bank accounts, off my own credit cards. I didn't have to get a loan. I just had to get in position. I just had to get in alignment, right? I just had to make sure I had to get busy, right? And so that's also why, again, you have people like Kendra who's on this team, and so now we found somebody who can host calls as well. That energy is infectious. How many of y'all feel like, man, this I got this, she got this young, like how Laura, what's your saying with your sassy seniors, Laura? You know what I'm saying? Laura got her sassy seniors. She talk about them sassy seniors, and then you got all of a sudden you got this bundle of fire and joy and and youth and exuberance and Kendra popping off, saying, hey, and say, hi guys, hey, how y'all doing? And it's different, right? Right. And so and that came from me doing a game plan session, saying, hey, we're gonna do a lunch call for you. And oh, by the way, the company wants to join on your lunch call. Do you mind? No. And so she got a chance to host it. And guess what? She got a recorded call that now, and remember before that call, she made 50 calls, right? Made 50 calls before that call, the night before and that day and the day before. And so now she had people showed up. And y'all saw when the people showed up. Oh, hey, my people. Hey, what she say? Hey, my people, right? So hey, now the people, so she had some people on the call, and then all of a sudden there's some people who wasn't on the call who missed the call. But guess what? She got a video. And guess who's on the video? Her. First person they see, her, right? Guess what that says? She's plugged in, right? That means that she's important. She's a part of she's a cog in the wheel, right? She's now when she says, I have a movement, a women's movement, my women's ministry that I'm building around trading to make sure this never happens. What they gonna tell her? You lying? No, she's on the video, right? And so keep on doing what you're doing, Philip. I'm gonna just say right now, bro, find as many people as you can while you're in Paris, right? Expose as many people as you can. Use Google Translate if you don't speak the language, whatever, I don't care. Look, whatever, find a way to expose as many people in Paris to trading as possible before you leave. All right? Great job. All right. Speaking of the aforementioned, Kendra, you're next.
Hey, Mr. Bean. Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
You got me over here cracking up.
That's all good.
But I had a really, really, really good week last week. Like you said, I made 50 phone calls. I even made 50 more. And I've never made that many phone calls like that ever in life. Like, I want to thank you for putting a fire underneath me. You have helped me change the perspective of my business, how I do my business. And I can see results. Like, people are contacting me, people are interested. So I have people in the pipeline that I'm following up with. So I just want to thank you so much for working with me one-on-one, because that is really helping me change my business. And hosting the call, oh my God, I had so much fun. I was super nervous, but I really, really had a good time. And I want to thank you, Carly, for helping me get myself together and being able to edify Mr. Bean properly, and just being able to conduct myself on the call and just have a good time and let go and be free. But I am working on being Builder 250. And congratulations, Dale Boudreaux. I'm right behind you. I'm going to see y'all at the bank too. But I just want to get on here real quick to just say I had a good week last week, and I just want to thank everybody. I love this community. I love the support. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Now tell them how I threaten you. What did I use to threaten you?
Oh, and she's sitting right here. I would turn my camera on, but I still got my pajamas on.
Hey, Ocean. Hey, Ocean, how you
right
doing?
Here. Come here, sweetie. Come here. Come here. Oh, she want to be shy. She don't want to get on the call now.
Well, hey, Ocean, if you can hear me, can she hear me?
Yes, she can hear you.
Ocean, I told your mother, I said, if she don't do her job.
I'm going to turn on my camera.
Okay. Hey, Ocean, there we go. Hey, I told you.
There she got.
There you go. You got to put her in front. Hey, beautiful. How you doing? Everybody wave at Ocean. Hey, Ocean, how you doing? Right. And so, Ocean, I told your mother, if she doesn't do her job, I was going to have her give me your phone number, and I was going to call you, and I was going to report her to you. And I was going to tell on her to make sure you make mommy do her job. Okay. All right, good. So as long as you know, if mommy is not doing her job, you're gonna get a phone call from Mr. Bean. I'm gonna tell on her. I'm gonna give you a report, okay? Because what she's doing for you. All right.
Okay.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. That's a beautiful young lady right there. So appreciate you. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ocean. And Kendra, amazing job this week again. Exciting job.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we love our kids, by the way. We in this community, one thing about it, everybody's kid. Like I've watched kids like Dale John grow up, Dale Boudreaux's son, right? You talking about a genius. He got a genius in the bayou. That dude is Einstein of the bayou. I'm telling you, I'm saying he is the dude. And so, but we watch, these children grow up. Man, that's Vic. And so his daughter, right? We watch these children grow up into young adults, teenagers, young adults, watch all angels kids grow up, right? And it's like, it's they're part of your why, which means that they're a part of our why, right? We know why we got to help you because of them in most cases, like I said. So we got to make sure we hold you accountable. Candy and her kids, right? And so again, guys, I'm just excited that we have new talent coming on board, but also this lets you know that, the more and more you dig deeper down in your groups and you can find gems. Like I said, when it comes to Kendra, I want to make sure that I'm working. So like I said, they go to crew. Candy and the crew. Like I said, hey, that's what I'm talking about. See, and so they can hear these conversations as well. They can hear the coaching. They get a chance to learn. Like you have no idea how your child's sitting there listening to us talk about business, listening to us talk about life, listening to us talk about money and economy, stuff like how this actually it's in their spirit, it's in their brain, it's in their subconscious mind, and at some point in time in their life, this may trigger them in a moment that they need the most, and they may not know where this information is coming from because they were too young to even though they were getting it, right? So but always build your team. Go real wide, guys. Go real deep, and find the people down in your group, multiple levels down, right? Earl is very active, right? Philip is very active. Now I found Kendra, and guess what? We're gonna find somebody through Kendra, right? That's very active. We're gonna keep on going all the way down. So you want to go wide, but you want to go wide to go deep. You want to go wide so you can find people who are ready to take you down deep down into their groups, right? Like I work with Matt and Roxy, and guess what? They have Dr. Felicia. Guess what? Dr. Felicia had Marie on the call, right? I'm gonna meet Marie one day. She's a sweetheart of a woman, right? And so, but I know Marie because she was a guest on the call, right? And so it's like just hearing these people interact and communicating with these people, and I know who they're talking to, who they were invited by. It makes a big difference when you have guests on the line, when you're interactive with them and when you're communicating with them, right? And so, again, we want to just make sure, guys, that when Marie comes on board, right, we're working Marie, and then we're working down in Marie's group, right? And so you just keep on working down and down and down, and you're helping people cement their organizations and grow their groups and building a foundation that will withstand everything, including the test of time, right? So good stuff. Thank you, Kendra. Appreciate it. I know you're gonna rock out. All right. Jackie Meadows is in the building.
Hello, good morning, good morning.
Y'all used to hearing from Jim, right? Now y'all got the boss, you know what I'm saying? The boss showed up.
Hey, 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 hey.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on with it, Jackie. Good morning. Good
Yeah.
morning.
Mr. Bean, thank you so much for not only your leadership, but for this opportunity and just for your presence. We so appreciate you being there to support us in the business meeting we had at our home last week. And it was great. And there were people who weren't there who wished that they were. And there were people who were there who saw the business and saw the opportunity and are moving forward with us, which is really, really exciting. So that was great. And Mrs. Bean, thank you also for responding to my text messages, some of those questions that you get stuck on from time to time. But this is a great business, and I finally have moved myself out of the job mentality after a year. Took me a year to just really shift that focus and say, this is what I need to be doing full time and need to move towards Builder 250. Jimmy and I are looking to do another meeting coming up soon, but in between, looking to do that, as you were speaking this morning, marketing and promoting and marketing and promoting and really trying to build this thing to become Builder 250 and beyond. So super excited, and it was great to see so many of you in Houston. Dell, Mr. Bujo, great to sit there and talk with you too, and Mr. Alaka, and a lot of other folks who are on this call today. But great time, great event, Mr. Bean, and glad to be here. Excited
Yeah.
to be here.
It's always good to see you guys pop up at events, and again, there's just like you. I know Jim is Jimmy, as you call him. He got about three names: James, Jimmy. Now it's Jimmy. I think I'm gonna stick with Jimmy. I like because that was cute. So no, but it's like he's been saying, I can't wait for my wife to come on full time. I wanted to see the vision and everything, and to see you come on board, like I said, ready to go ahead and shift gears, and you're doing it at the right time, honestly, because trading is something that you can really get behind. Even though there's other things you can get behind, I know there's other things that you like. I know you guys believe in Zeta. I know you guys believe in solar, and but just for the overall experience where you get everybody the ability to choose, right? People our age like choice, right? And so we want to make sure that we're not funneled into something. We want to make sure that we are offered something that we get a chance to pick and choose what we do. So, but no, this is the best time, energy wise, for the company, excitement wise for the company. For you to come on board and say, you know what, I'm all in, and and just guys, when you have events, it does show you what people think about you as a leader when they show up, right? They're from Denver, Colorado, right? Um, and there are a lot of events, but the crazy part about it is we had people who drove over from Louisiana and surprised Donnie. Jimmy said, "Hey, you would never believe who we met at the hotel." I said, "Who?" And I look up, and he said, "Idris," and Idris was walking in the room from New York, right? And then you had Dale Boudreaux drove over from Oklahoma. I mean, from Louisiana, Monroe Lake, Louisiana. I call it Monroe Lake because because he close to Monroe, but he owned his lake. You know what I'm saying? He owned the lake, right? So I call it Monroe Lake. But Earl and Chris, from Memphis drove over, right? And so you got all of these people, Andrea from San Antonio drove down, right? And so all these people flying in, driving in, and it lets you know, like, what you're doing is special, right? That people really believe in the movement. People believe in you. They believe in the system. They believe in what you guys are doing. And so we had a lot of that. And so that it's only going to get better when we have our events. And I'm telling you guys, like for me, I'm so blue. And if you don't know the color chart, I like fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? I hate the green. I don't hate the green stuff, right? But I'm blue. I like to have fun. I like to really get in there and let my hair down. But you want to go ahead and put as many people in business as possible so you can actually get as many people to um, the events, like the Cancun event in 2026. You don't want to be there by yourself. You want to be there with a large group of people. Trust me. You want to have as many people there as possible because that's one event that is going to change. And it's not even going to be like a huge training event. People are going to learn some things about life and business and stuff like that, leadership, whatever. But that's not going to be the thing that triggers the explosive growth in your business. It's going to be the family environment, all the love, all the fun, that we mix in and blend in, and it's going to happen naturally, organically. And you're going to have guests there that are there for the vacation, but they're going to leave, there on a mission. They're going to leave as a part of the family. Okay, and so build it, get ready because we're coming. But yeah, that event also, if you notice, like I said, things happen, guys. That Jackie, real quick. So when you actually did the event, we did the three-way video and everything that happened, and then you turn around and saw the Facebook post. What you think about the Facebook post? Because I didn't tell y'all I was gonna do it.
It was, yeah, was very appreciative and very touched and honored, that you would, for the post. So yeah. And a lot of people have viewed the post, and so those folks who didn't attend the meeting are now, excited and interested in attending the meeting. No, we did not know you were going to do it. Jim's like, did you see the post? I'm like, no, I didn't see the post. I was like, oh wow. So yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was that just reinforcement of what we have our hands on.
Yeah. And so that's the thing, guys. Like when you catch somebody doing something right, right, you got to reward them for it. Like Jim, uh, he hit me up and said, "Hey, we had our event booked for that day, right, for that Saturday." And I said, "Ah, man," he said, "So what you think I ought to do?" And then basically we had a couple, conversations, went around or whatever, but they ended up moving the event to the Sunday. They ended up coming to the event on Saturday, flying to the event on Saturday. They moved their event to Sunday from Saturday to Sunday. They came to the event in Houston on Saturday, flew back that night so they could be at home for their event. And they turned around and took that energy back home and had their own event. And I'm just telling you, they use every material. I think Jim did about 5 presentations in one time. He used every video, every flip chart, every slide, every sizzle video. I said, "Hey, I got him also." He said, "Well, I got two sizzle videos going. I got one sizzle video for this one. I got one sizzle video going for that." He said, "But I didn't know which one to use, so I use everything." So I was like, "Hey, you can't mess this up if you like." I'm just with the energy, the excitement, and the stuff that they were doing, man. I'm like, y'all scared to mess up, man. He did the presentation with flip charts. Then he turned around and did sizzle videos, man. All I had to do was come in and say, "Hey, y'all know what we got." He showed you everything. You know what I'm saying? What you want to do, right? What you want to do, right? And so But that's just it, guys. Get out your way. Right? Just it's like pushing the darn button. Some of y'all have demo accounts where you can't lose no money. You will not push the button. See, come on, man. That's I don't get that part. Like you try to be perfect on a demo account. Well, if I just push the button recklessly over here, I'm gonna push the button recklessly over there. No, you're thinking too much. Stop thinking. Right? Start doing. The more you do, the better you'll think. Right? The best way to learn a lesson is to be a part of the lesson. Okay? I want to make sure you get this. You don't learn how to do presentations by not doing presentations. Right? You don't learn how to swim without being in water swimming. Right? You just can't. You don't learn how to push the button without pushing the button. Guys, the demo account was the best thing they ever created for trading outside of the actual trainer. Because you can push this man is saying push the button. You're on the demo account sitting there telling me, I don't know. Let me think about it. This might not be the right push. You can't lose free money. I mean, you can't lose fake money. This is push the button. Like Kim said, monopoly money. Push the button. Push the button. Everybody say with me. Everybody come off mute real quick. I gotta get this right one time before I gotta let Donnie know I'm doing my job. So everybody on the count of three, we're gonna say push the button. 1, 2, 3. Push
the button.
the darn button.
Push the button.
You know what?
Push the
We're gonna do it
button.
right. We're gonna say push the darn button on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Push
Push.
the darn
Darn button.
Okay. Oh, Monday, man. Monday. Push the button. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're on a live account, don't just go pushing no buttons. If you're on, if you're on a live account, if you're on a demo account, man, push the button. Like you said, you cannot mess it up, right? If you push the button on a demo account, and also make sure you guys are present, on these calls. Make sure you guys are actually learning on these calls, right? Make sure you guys, when it comes to, getting on those calls, make sure, like I said, at 8 o'clock, the market opens up at 8 o'clock, right? He's not teaching you at 8 o'clock. He's teaching you at 8:15 because at 8 o'clock, he's marking up his charts, right? At 8 o'clock, he's doing his homework. At 8 o'clock, he's looking at his news. At 8 o'clock, he's looking at all the stuff that he needs to look at in preparation, guys. In preparation, right? For not just to teach you at 8:15, but to make money at 8:15. Just because you ain't pushing the button don't mean he ain't. Live means live. He's in the market, right? He's making money, even if you choose not to, right? It's a choice. He's getting paid twice. You know what I'm saying? Because the company's paying him and he's getting paid. So whether you push the button at all, you know what I'm saying? He's still gonna push the button and make his money. Right? So push the button. All right. All right. So Carly,
Good morning, Mr. Bean. Can you hear me okay, sir?
loud and clear, superstar, loud and clear.
Well,
And
I just wanted,
hope it's getting well, by the way.
yeah, I'm hopeful she's gonna come home today, and that's what I wanted to share. People sometimes they don't understand the dedication and devotion or the love that I have for you and Mrs. Bean.
Mhm.
And I just want people to understand the kind of people that they're working with and the people that they have the opportunity to build community and to build relationship with. This has been a really challenging week for me, as you and Mrs. Bean know. My mom had a medical emergency, and I'm gonna try to hold it together. And thank God she's okay, and I'm hopeful she's coming home today. But I'm so grateful to have you guys and to have this community because seeing people's wins and seeing the posts and having the calls to plug into and having that positive kind of piece to be able to distract my mind and take me away from the things that were going on. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for you and Mrs. Bean, everything that's happening at the end of the month and all of the people that you're helping and everything that you're doing, but you still took the time to check on me and see how things were going, to check on my mom and see if she's okay. And, there's a lot of people who would just be too busy for that. That's not putting money in your pocket, so to speak. There's a lot of leaders that's like, oh, hey, you don't have a three-way call. I can't take your call. but that's not you and Mrs. Bean. And so I just hope people understand exactly what you said a moment ago about family and this being so much more than just business. It's community and it's family and it's people and relationships that are going to be there with you and be there for you if you choose to allow it to be that. And you put the work in and put the effort in to build those connections and to be that real person that has integrity and character and is showing up. And I just want to say that I'm just so grateful for you guys and for this community and for the calls and for everything that's exciting that's happening right now, because it really is something to have hope and to have excitement for me and in my life. I'm just excited for everyone's successes and wins, but also for what this has the opportunity to mean for me and my family. So I just wanted to share that, and thank you so much, Mr. Bean.
No problem, no problem. And before I say anything, I know Ms. Bean's online. Did you want to say anything? I know I don't want to put you on the spot, but did you want to say anything before I say anything?
No, I'm just over here wiping my tears.
Gotcha. So, but no, guys, like Carla said, this is family, and I've been knowing her mom, for the entire time that she's been in the business with us, right? So her mom, and sometimes her mom has actually been in the business with us. When we did coffee, she was in the business with us, right? And there were other things that she participated in, but she participated more so out of support for Carly, her daughter, than anything. And everybody knows Carly's mom. Everybody loves Carly's mom. Carly's mom is a part of the family. Miss Betsy is a part of our family, right? And so again, when you have a family, guys, that's what that means, right? And so when you see a group of people, right, and you're on the outside, and you're like, man, they think it's thieves. Man, why they love, they just love on each other, man. They just respect
Yep,
each other, they
yep.
just edify each other, they just build up each other, they just encourage each other. It's like they don't let anybody mess with each other, man. I want to be a part of
Right.
that.
That's right.
That's who we are, right? And people want to be a part of that, right? And so again, Carla, as always, like again, you even took time to, and this is you talk about us, but you took time to work with Kendra while your mom was in the hospital, right? And that's the thing. Like you could have told Kendra what was going on, and Kendra would have understood, right? But you still took time out to work with somebody who you don't even get paid on. Like Kendra's not in her group. She's not in her downline. She's not in her spillover. Carly just worked with Kendra based on the fact that Kendra's a part of the team and part of the family, right? I asked her to, no problem, Mr. Bean. Boom, did it, done. That's leadership. You know what I'm saying? Again, she didn't have to do that, but she chose to do that based on who she is and based on her being a team player, right? And it just means more for her to show up as well, even when things are not going the best for her. Like I said, and it's like I said, it's a healthy distraction at the same time, but it's not something that was required. So yes, when you're building something special, right? You got a lot of people talking about building something special. That's what we do. Like I said, that it's not always about the volume. You know what I'm saying? Production matters when production matters, right? But family matters all the time. Okay, so just so you understand that. And so, Carly, appreciate you, for coming on and just even having this conversation right now because you still with her, and she's still in her process, at the hospital. So, we love you, but we love Betsy, always praying for her. So, let her know, Mr. and Mrs. Bean, we here for her, and Miss Bean is still over there crying somewhere, in the house, in some part of the house crying. But no, this is family, guys. This is what we do. This is who we are. So, hey, keep your head up, kid. She coming home today. All right. Solvik.
Hey, Mr. Bean, how's everybody doing this morning? Hey,
Morning.
Carly, prayers for your mom. Prayers for your mom. She's, everything will be all right. And, but everyone touched on so much today that I just had to raise my hand and just say, a couple of things. I've been in the beauty industry for well over 35 years. And I have this big, big box of business cards. And some of them I've reached out to in the past, when I got motivated. But that word itself is just to me it's a weak word. Motivation doesn't last. It might get you started, but it's just weak. And what I've realized that being a part of the Foresight family is that they instill the belief in yourself to continue. I don't take it for granted. The other night for the special ops call, for some reason, I couldn't find it. I don't know if it's I know Telegram has some type of new rules or whatever. If you forward a message or something, they might kick you out or something. But I was like going crazy looking for it, and I didn't want to call Mr. Bean to tell him. He's gonna be like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, it's either I call him or I'm just gonna miss out on the whole call." So I had to call him. He was like, "We're in the call." I'm like, I know, that's why I'm calling you. But I just saying that even when he's doing his thing, he still took the call because he figured, hey, if I'm calling, I'm not just calling Mr. Bean for no reason. I don't take it for granted. I don't call him every day, but when I do call, if he doesn't call, I don't take it personally. I just know that he's always building out, and maybe even putting out fires. So thank you for that, Mr. Bean. My win for this week is
hold on before you give your win. Okay. Next time, call Miss Bean. Don't call me. That's one thing. The second thing is congratulations for hitting build a 250 and also recruiting somebody who would build a 700. So guys, give Vic a solid round of applause for knocking out build a 250, right? And then first of all, again, I want to reiterate with you guys. Vic was the catalyst, guys. Without Vic, there is no Donnie Pips. Like I said, Vic is the one that's been telling Donnie to come and talk to me for the last year. So I want to make sure, again, you hear Donnie say Mr. Bean is my mentor, right? But again, Vic was the person for a year who talked to this man over and over and over again, saying, hey, look, y'all got to meet. So again, celebrate Vic for one 250, build a 250. Right, and then turn around and give him some love, for creating, an environment with Donnie here, and then Donnie hit something, build a 700. So he's a builder 250 with a builder 700 in his group. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm right behind him.
There you go.
I'm right behind him. Like it should be done. I was trying to push it before the first, but hey, things happen, but I'm not discouraged at all. That, like I said, motivation is weak, but consistency is what pays.
Exactly.
So
go ahead.
So yes, sir. Consistency pays, guys. And Mr. Bean made me realize something about myself, that in order to hit certain ranks and to attract the right type of people, that I had to change. Okay, honey, hold on. That I had to change. I had to let the ego go a little bit, and because a hairdresser and being a hairdresser and being a colorist, I work for the top people. I've done celebrities, I've done dignitaries, I've done it all, right? But this is different. This is an environment where you really have to humble yourself and understand that if you want what somebody else has, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to evolve. You're going to have to get uncomfortable. And when you hit that wall and you feel like, oh, it's not working, that's when you really, really, really have to dedicate to change. And the change is consistent. It's not a 1 month, 30-day change. It's not a 6-month change. It's consistent because I built a 250. Oh, okay, great. Now, guess what? I'm not even hyped on it. It's like, it is what it is. Now, how can I get hype? I look at Angel and what she's done. I look at our family and how everyone is not taking no for an answer. It's like, I don't care. I collect no's for a living, and I ain't got no problem with it at all. And I just wanted to say that I reached into my book, my box of business cards, to someone I talked to about solar last year. And big ego, he's part of this, he's part of that. He's always trying to flip it on, well, guess what I'm doing, and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great. I'm being professional with him. But when I talked to him yesterday, he just came back from a AI meeting in Vegas, like one of the biggest AI conventions in the world. And so when I told him about Omni, he was blown. He was like, really? He's like, you know what? It's kind of crazy that you called me of all days, and I just got back from that convention. So, I sent him the information, and then he was talking about, something that made me think about Zeta. So then I hit him with the Zeta. So I sent him both links just to let him know, like, yeah, you're doing things, but guess what? We doing something a little different. We collaborate on a different level because we bring the best products that are available out there on the market. So, kudos to you, but you don't have what we have. So you might want to take a look. And I'll reach out to you, next week. And he's like, hold on, I got a couple questions. He said, no, I can't, man. I got 100 more people to call, man. So it's good talking to you. I'll reach out to you next week. I'll send an email out to you. And that's all I did all day yesterday. And I promised myself that I'm going to go through that box of business cards for the month of November. And if I go through the whole box, it'll be a lot. Trust me. It's like this box is thousands of business cards. So the reason I never went through it before, or maybe I started, I wasn't who I am now. It's different. Like, I don't even feel the no. I understand the no, but I don't feel it. I feel it enough to come back to it, and I'll put a check mark. Oh, he said no. I'll check back in 90 days. And I write 90 days on it, and I put it away in a different box. That's what I'm doing. Because I know with going through that, I can hit build a 700, 15, 35. That's the plan. And the motivation won't take me there. It's the change of who I am that's taking me there. And that's all I wanted to say to you, Mr. Bean. Thank you, sir.
You're muted, Mr. Bean.
Thanks, Angel. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, what I was saying is that knock it out the box, pun intended, right? So go ahead, clean that box out, bro. Like, really go through there and be on a mission, and run through it like a savage, bro. Just boom, boom, going through the numbers, going through the numbers, going through the numbers, going through the numbers. Because when you go through those numbers and you remind people who you are, where you met them at, and reconnect, and then at the same time, find out, even if you just calling people back, like for those of you who say, hey, look, I need a way to contact all these business cards. Say, hey, look, this is Dr. Felicia. Hey, we met at an event X, Y, Z years ago, or I got a box of business cards, and what I want to do is I want to reconnect with everybody, and I want to update their socials, whatever it is, I want to make sure. Wait, I see here on your card you got Instagram, or you got a Facebook, whatever. Are these still your socials, right? And all right, well, great. I want to make sure I start following you, or I'll make sure I continue to follow you, make sure that we stay connected, and I'll do better at being connected this time. But what are you doing these days? What are you up to these days? I know a lot of things have changed. A lot of people I've been communicating with lately, they've changed. They're in different industries, different fields. And, what are you in today that I may be able to collaborate with you on? I may be able to send you some business on, right? And get people to talking about what they're doing, right? And then so when you follow them and you become friends with them on Instagram, Facebook's, whatever, LinkedIn, all this other good stuff that they have, they see you. They see you chatting, they see you connecting, but they also start to see, what's going on your page as well, right? And you start tagging people and stuff every once in a while, and all of a sudden, and now they can see posts that you're in, or posts that you want them to see, and now all of a sudden you got more professionals, eyeballs on, what you're doing, right? So again, go through that box, Vic, clean that box out, go out there and reconnect with all those people, directly, indirectly, and see what you can get out those boxes. But also the other thing is this: all those brands, because now you have a Builder 700 in one leg, right? Now you have other people coming in different legs and different, in different positions. And so now when you have people who are coming in who bring something to the table, now you have competing legs, right? You have competing sales teams. And now you have build 700 over here. You got to build something over here. Now you're a builder, 1,500 or a builder 3,500. All of a sudden you got all this popping off the charts now, and people wondering where that's coming from, right? And so that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to go back through your social media and put everybody on notice, and go back to your box, your Rolodex, put everybody on notice. Go back through all your business cards, put everybody through notice. Go back through your CRM, put everybody on notice, right? Let everybody know, hey, look, this is just an update. I've changed industries, right? Or I've added an industry to my portfolio or whatever, right? I'm now in the financial arena, right? I just launched my trading community, right? So if you know anybody who's into trading or want to think or who's thinking about trading forex, futures, options in English or Spanish, please have them reach out to me. I pay referrals. So at the end of the day, you can figure out what your referral is going to be. But the most important thing is start the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just start the conversation. It's like hitting a button, like hitting the darn button to start the darn conversation, right? So appreciate it, Vic.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Angel Tran.
Good morning, Mr. Bean. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you for a great event from the Houston market. I'm very proud of everybody that came in early at 8 to help out, and everyone that came and helped out during the event as well. I love our family. I love our community, and I'm so proud that we were able to pull together as a family and really show everyone, because these events are about you and Mrs. Bean, right? And, and being there to show you how we love you, how we feel about you. And, it's to highlight you and Mrs. Bean for what you've done in our lives, right? And so I'm super proud of how our family got together and to see all our amazing family from all over the country coming in as well, like the Idris Alakas that just showed up out of nowhere
Right.
in the meadows. What was that, sir?
No, I said right.
Or
No,
did you
no,
say
you're right.
something?
That's like now when you
Right.
saying it, when you say Asians, I'm like, man, that's surprise. We just showed up. You know what I mean? Just showed up.
Yes, sir, and so that it's amazing. I can't wait to even be a part and fly in on some of the other markets to help them as well, right? And so with that being said, also, thank you so much, Mr. Bean and Mrs. Bean. You always know what we need to really launch our business. I am super excited about the special ops. I know everyone in the special ops is super excited to be in that. If you guys have always wanted to be in the meeting, after the meeting, the meetings that take 2 or more hours, but it just seemed like 30 minutes long because the information is so valuable. I mean, that's what we have, ladies and gentlemen. If you are not in it, make sure you're figuring out how to get in it, reach out, because the information you get in there is not the same information you get outside of that training, right? Because this is where you're able to run with accountability partners. This is where you get Mr. Bean being your accountability partner. He can't work with everyone one-on-one, he can work with the special ops, right? And so if you want that one-on-one from Mr. Bean, then get in there and get that one-on-one, because you can ask everyone that was on that call. He was like, I'm done. And we're like, no, you're not, please. We actually said, we want more, right? After an hour and a half was not enough. So I'm excited to wait for the next event.
You still there?
So that way we can hear more and learn more. And that book of beans, I mean, that I was carrying that everywhere with me. I forgot that was in my hands at the restaurant. It was like sitting right there. And I carry that everywhere with me when I'm going around and talking to people. So
And
it's definitely a conversation.
she's talking about the book because she went out, she blacked out. We couldn't hear what she said, but I knew what you was talking about because, we were looking at the book, on the edge of the table, when we were sitting there at the steakhouse. Babe, can you hear me, Angel?
Yes, I think I'm in and out. Sorry, I don't have my Zeta. So that's
Okay.
but my wins for this week is actually, I'm big on, learning things and starting even if I have to start over to learn. So when Donnie is teaching now, I'm a US 30 trader, so everybody knows that. But Donnie's teaching on on gold. So what I did was I opened up another $400 account to trade on gold and learn from Donnie on how to trade on gold. So, everybody's like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. Well, gold is a brand new beast for me, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm starting with you guys from scratch with $400 from gold. And so if you were on that call yesterday, I made $250 on that brand new account.
That's what I'm talking about. Pushing the button. Pushing the button. And guys, like she said, this is not like one presentation. I could do another presentation. It's like Angel, doing one presentation in English, and now she's got to learn how to do it in French or Italian or Spanish, like another different language. Gold is a different beast than US 30. US 30 is a different beast than oil. Oil is a different beast, what I'm saying, than any like GJ. There's all these different
They
things.
all different.
Or they all different, guys, and they all move different, right? And so you have to be a student. That's why you have most people, they stick with one pair, their favorite pair, and that's all they do, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Whatever works for you, works for you. Like I got a guy, he won't touch nothing but gold. And he won't move for unless it's 200 to 250 pips. That's his movement. When he trades daily, he's in the market for $10,000. Like he's starting off with $10,000. He's on Lambo lots, but it's only gold, right? And so, but I appreciate what Angel is doing and what Angel is saying, because when you look at, first of all, going back to these events, you guys, I'm just telling you, who are in these markets, right, where we are going to be having events at. Y'all haven't had an event until y'all had a Miss Bean event. You know what I'm saying? And so when Mrs. Bean is coming into the market, helping you guys set the market up and spearheading those campaigns for the company, that's going to put you guys in a really good position, because now you're going to learn how to properly do an event, how to properly set an event up and run that thing like a well-oiled machine, right? And so again, so she was there, early in the morning with Angel, Sabrina, and Eddie, and everybody, and Kathy and everybody else who was there early, setting up, doing their thing. And they, when you see them all moving, guys, they moving, they getting it in, and it's like it's an operation. Boom, and I don't even get in the way. I stay out of the way because I don't want to get in trouble. So hey, like I'm just telling you. If you don't want to help, you don't come in the room, right? If you don't want to get in trouble, stay out the way. But Miss Bean run a tight shift, right? But the cool part about it is, guys, it gets the job done, and it creates a memorable environment and experience for people. People come in and all they have to worry about is what they're there for, right? And so they don't have to worry about what's out of place, what looks crazy, what's not. It's everything is on point, and everything is on purpose. So. I appreciate Mrs. Bean for what she brings to the table and the things that she does, and sometimes because you live with a woman who does 100% of these things 100% of the time, it's just like you're used to it. Sometimes you can take it for granted, right? Right, Jimmy? So I love it. Thank you, Jackie. I got it now, boy. I tell you, that's what I'm talking about. So, but you can take that for granted, guys, and at the same time, it's like your leadership. Right? When you have people who are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, training for you, presenting for you, always there for you, you can take it for granted, right? And so make sure you don't, guys. Make sure you don't. And so, but no, great job, Angel. Keep on trading, keep on doing your thing. And I'm excited for your wins. I'm excited for your lifestyle, and the changes and things that I see happening. You are now getting what you deserve. Julie, Breaking Builder 700, on your team, right? You putting new people in the system. You guys are rocking and rolling. So keep up the great work. All right. All right. All right. All right. Dr. Felicia.
Hello, hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
These testimonies have really helped me. Your call from the other night inspired me. And then when I got on the call with you all with the recruiting call, with the trading recruiting call, and you said Marie was on the line, it shocked me because you said that, And Marie and I have only talked one time in the
Okay.
past, a long time ago. And she reached out to me from my post. She lives in Canada, and I hadn't
Oh,
talked to her in months. And so she reached out to me and she said, "What's the link?" And I gave her the link. And ever since she had gotten on that call, we've been talking. We was talking this morning because I was telling her that you mentioned her name. I said, "What did you say before I got on?" And she said, "I didn't say anything. I didn't talk to her." I said, "Well, it must be your aura, your spirit or something." Because I said, "Mr. Bean is talking about you." And she says she is joining tomorrow.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
yeah, but the other thing I wanted to say too is that, you know, me having an educational leadership degree, it doesn't mean anything when you come into the business side of it.
Mhm.
You know, I am a lifelong learner. I'm open to whatever I can learn. I'm open to being taught and learning from others. But I want to say this morning, Vic, you gave me an idea with my business cards. When I fired my job, I almost threw them away. And so I'm going to go through mine. And then I want to say, Angel, I have been bragging about your presentation that you did on how to reach the masses. This has been very helpful. I have an accountability build buddy now. And so I've been telling him about that. And the other thing is, Dale, thank you so much for talking to me. And you said, just use the people. That's what they're there for. Use the people. So that has really helped me. And then Roxy and Matt encouraging me and reaching out to me, and Mark, my mentor. I really appreciate all of this. And that just goes to say, when you all believe in me, I can't not disappoint. I got to produce. So thank
Yeah.
you.
And I'm excited for you, proud of you, like I said, and to tell you, Marie, because what happened was when we was taking the introductions, right? Marie said, "Hi, I'm Marie from Canada. I'm a guest of Felicia, Dr. Felicia." So I'm like, that's how we started. I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Yeah, I know. She's a wonderful individual. She's an amazing human being, right?" And so, and like I said, you know how she speaks. She's Canadian, soft spoken, real sweet human being, right? And so, yeah. So I'm like, all right, so. And that's where the connection came from. When she said, "I'm a guest of," I love when people say I'm a guest. And guess what? As soon as she said, "I'm a guest of Dr. Felicia," and I was speaking to her, somebody else said, "Hi, I'm XYZ. I'm a guest of the Pearsons." And so all of a sudden, she triggered something, you know, in the call because people follow. You know what I mean? Like I said, people follow. And so people don't know what to do, and confused people do absolutely nothing but be quiet. Right. So when she said that, she became the leader for all the guests on the call.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
so tell her I said when she gets started, I still want to talk to her and say hello and welcome her to the family when she gets started. Okay.
Okay. I sure will. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome. All right. Eddie.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Bean? Everybody's on the call. Really appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak. Julie, I'm going to be quick. I know my wife normally speaks. She is a little bit under the weather as far as being able to talk. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know she's listening, but nonetheless, first and foremost, I do want to
He's
give some
speaking, by the way. You see that the emojis and memes popping up? Them belong to her. That's how she ain't lost her ability to hit a button. That's for one thing. She's pushing the darn button
She's
right
pressing
now.
the darn button.
Oh, go ahead.
But truly, first, I do want to give some kudos to my son. On last week, it was his birthday on Saturday. But when I spoke to him prior to the meeting, he said, "Not a problem, son. We'll just move my birthday party to the 26th. So I just want to give some kudos for understanding, because one of the things that I'm teaching him is about trading and about financial market and what have you. So he gets it. It's just a matter of, you know, getting him acclimated to being disciplined enough to do it consistently. I know he's in school and what have you, but I just want to make sure that he gets what we didn't have the opportunity to have when we were coming up. I want to make sure that he gets that. One of the things that I do want to thank you for, Mr. Bean, is well, there's many things, but this particular being able to be on the Spanish market and hosting Mr. Jessiel La Cuenta is the Spanish market is I know it's going to blow up. I know I got a lot of friends of mine that just didn't get it because they're used to speaking their native language in Spanish, and just reaching out to them, and especially a lot of the soldiers that I had dealt with over the years. Many friends of mine, I know that this is something that they'll definitely want to get into because a lot of them are Puerto Ricans. So that's a good thing. So I want to thank you for the opportunity that you're giving me to being able to host Mr. Jessiel La Cuenta doing his futures training that he does. It truly is. He goes fast. As you well know, Puerto Ricans speak fast. Panamanians, we don't. So
Panamanians are kind of like the Jamaicans and the Latino community. Y'all really relax, laid back, man. You know what I'm saying? In Spanish.
Exactly. But it's just it's been a blessing. Truly, on yesterday, I made contact with some of the people that I had been doing networking events with, and they reached out to me in reference to trading as well. So I'm in the process of setting up an appointment on this week so we can meet up with that. There are actually a couple out of Killeen, Texas, and we just started talking, and we have a lot of things in common. A lot of people in Killeen that we know mutually were both military retirees, and it's just awesome being able to connect with them. So just reaching out to those folks that you in networking events, you see the fruits of your labor. It may seem like nothing is happening at that particular point in time, because people do have their own agenda, people do have their own business, people do have their own things to do. But nonetheless, it's truly a blessing to be able to see it come to fruition. One other thing before I get off is the leadership post that you placed on there, Mr. Bean. I'm not sure if you read my post, but I just wanted the group to know that truly, after 23 years in the military and being a military veteran, you have a lot of leadership training that they give you, but being able to see it in action is totally different. And that's the difference when you see someone teaching you about leadership, but someone who walks in leadership. So that's what I want to make sure that I put out there to the group, because Mr. Bean not only speaks about leadership, being a military veteran himself, but he walks in leadership. And that's the difference. And that is a big difference, because people follow leadership that walks leadership. They don't follow leadership that talks leadership but doesn't do it. So I just wanted to put that out there to make sure everybody knew that, we do have a great leader in Mr. Bean and Mrs. Bean. And I truly, like I said, done it many, got a lot of classes, got a lot of leadership principle classes, but when you see someone actually doing it, it's totally different. Thank you for the opportunity, Ms. B.
Yes, sir. And leadership recognizes leadership, sir. So I appreciate you for yours. Again, when you look at servant leadership, guys, Eddie, he's a servant leader. Like I said, he's one of those people, like I said, when he's always on the front line, he's always helping, he's always serving, he's always there. And I appreciate him and what he brings to the table. Again, because this, we have a lot of women who serve on a regular basis, right? And the women are natural servers and nurturers and stuff like that. And then it's like it's a big number of them, but men are always, the busy guys, always the guys who, I'm too busy to do that. I'm too busy to help. I'm too busy to serve. And, so I appreciate, you and your service that you bring to the group, because you're always there setting up, always there helping out, always there doing your thing. And, so I appreciate you, for what you bring to the table. And that's leadership is, again, people can see it. You don't have to tell a person that you're a leader. When you have to tell a person that you're a leader, that means you're not. That means that, there's some insecurities that you have based on you being exposed some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. So for me, I'm always show up as a leader, and as you will as well. That's what I've always noticed about you. So I like you. I don't care what Sabrina says about you. So I appreciate you. She's gonna be pushing the button in a minute. Look, there it is. On cue. Look on cue. There it is. So, but no, man, love you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you very much again for everything you bring to the table. And also, again, just making that sacrifice, saying, hey, look, we're gonna move our son's birthday party, because this is the thing, guys. So many people use, their kids as the reason why they don't build their business, and I'm gonna tell you, it's the same people who use their kids as a reason to start the business, right? It's like, tell a person, hey, so why are you building this business? Well, I want to help my family. I want to help my kids. I want to help, society and community and whatever. And all of a sudden, well, why you didn't get to the event? Oh, because I had to do something with my kid. I had to do something, and that's fine. Things happen. But when you see people who make sacrifices and they have those conversations, with their kids to help their kids understand, hey, this is just a date, right? We're going to move the date because we have to do this. Again, what we're doing is for you and your future, right? But we're still going to do this for you. We're just going to do it on a different day, right? And so some people let their desire not to be available at that point in time, like you just don't want to be available a lot of times when you don't make that sacrifice and have that conversation, right? And so you can tell when a person, again, when they go out of their way, they move things around. Angel the same way, right? And then like her daughter, had a birthday, at one of our events, and she moved some stuff around to make sure that she was at the events, right? And so people see that, people recognize that, leadership remembers that, who's actually making the sacrifices, who's actually, living up to what they say that they want, right? And making those decisions, right? So I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for everything you do. And but yeah, the presentations, guys, I just want to ask you guys real quick, since the presentation, what do you guys think about the actual presentation now, the new presentation for trading?
I think the
It's
last one
fire.
was on point. Yeah, on
Spot on,
point.
spot on.
It's
Yep.
great. It's a great presentation.
Okay. So yeah,
Absolutely wonderful.
so the
And
slides,
perfect timing. Perfect timing,
yeah,
not too long, right to the point.
yeah.
And it includes the research too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then keep important, like I said, that's the stuff that, like, when it's only 17, 18 slides, right? And like I said, you see how it's been evolving. It's always evolving, right? It's always getting better. And so now you actually have it, right? Where, like Angel says, a no-brainer. It basically puts everything right there in front of you, lays everything out, and all it's missing is your story, right? All it's missing is your vision. Like, plug in your vision, plug in your story, what it's going to do for you, and boom. Okay, like when I say, when we're having when me and Kendra was having her game plan session. Well, guess what, Kendra? I had asked. I said, "You have a problem with me saying using your story, in the presentation?" She said, "No, I don't have a problem." All right, cool. So first thing comes out while she's hosting me, even though I said, hope you don't mind, we'd already had this conversation. So I would never tell a person's story if I felt like it was going to embarrass them or anything like that, without their permission, right? But but the people don't know the conversation that her and I had, right? So I hope you don't mind me telling this, but right. And she was shaking her head like, no, I don't mind, like, no, and she was playing along, and so boom, now her story is out there, guys. This is what we're doing. This is her mission. This is why she's using build. She's going to build this community for boom, boom, boom. And she's going, what's your mission? Right? Because this is the thing. One thing, the slides are not good enough by itself. Everybody's got access to the slides. Right? Everybody's not going to make money off the slides though. Right? Everybody's like, you got to use the slides, but two, you got to have your story ready. You got to have your mission ready. You got to have your vision ready, right? You got to let people know. Like, if you hear I'm talking on that presentation, I'm saying, I don't know, what it's going to do for you, but I know this. Yeah, you learn how to trade, you can make a couple extra dollars to stop the bleeding, make the ends meet, right? Or you can go ahead and fire your boss, right? Or you can go ahead and make some serious money in the community wise. Because I want to talk about, because right now for the last one, because I do want to talk about the presentation, and it's like, because this is one of the focal points going out of here from day one for these last 19 minutes. And so if you want to talk about it with me, like I said, you recognizing what's going on, different dynamics, because I don't want to tell y'all everything. I want to see what you guys are catching. Raise your hands and I'll call on you because different nuances and dynamics in the presentation that you're seeing. And because I want to see if you are seeing what I'm seeing, what I'm putting out there, and if you're getting the messages I'm doing, and if you're the mind things that it's not mind tricks, but the questions that I'm answering, the problems that I'm solving with my conversations. Anybody want to talk about it? Anybody got some ideas? Carla.
As I'm going up the steps to my brother's house, one of the things that you're talking about is what's happening in the economy and how so many people are impacted and how we have can share the solution for that. Thank you so much for allowing me to share.
So when you look at that, guys, on that slide, I bring back all those pain. Remember, what you have to create a pain point or remind them of a pain point or connect them to a pain point, right? So I'm putting on a slide, right? COVID, right? I'm putting on a slide, right? Government shutdowns. I'm putting tariffs on there. I'm putting all the stuff that all of y'all raise your hand if you've seen or been experienced or you're part of it. You heard somebody been affected by any of that stuff I put on that slide. Raise your hand. So again, yeah, stick them up. So that's everybody, right? That's everybody. So we address that. And what I say, like for COVID, right? 2 million people went home. I painted a picture. 30,000, businesses shut down. In here in the U.S., 2 million people went home with no jobs, no money, right? Catch this part. What I say? A lot of y'all got text messages like you got to get on this call about trading. A lot of y'all got phone calls like y'all got to get on a phone call like this about trading, right? And a lot of y'all like me said no about trading. A lot of the people who called y'all didn't go back to work because of trading, right? And I paint that picture, right? And I let them know what they missed when they didn't answer the call. I let them know what they missed, right? When the solution that they needed came to them, like that you had the ability to be a trader at one point in time. You were notified, you were contacted, somebody reached out to you. Has anybody here not been contacted by anybody over the last 10, 15 years about trading? Anybody? Right? So that's 100%. So I'm talking to 100% of the audience when I talk about that. So when you say that, those are things I want you to get based on what you just told me when I said. So go ahead, Dale.
Yes, sir. First of all, it's how you take them down that path, and it includes everyone. You're not excluding like one person. So that not only are you creating the pain point, you giving a solution that everybody can, participate in. Like you tell them, hey, you got to create your own economy. It doesn't matter what's happening over here. You create your own economy, and you don't have to worry anything about what's going on anywhere else because you are in charge of it. But it's done in a very professional way. So you can put business owners on there. You can put CEOs on that call. That's the part. So, and as you speaking business, you're speaking business, but you adding this emotion to it. That's part of the business. So it's very, excuse the terminology, but it's slick as hell, man. How you do that, right? It is. Because they don't understand. I'm telling you, man, people do not understand that whole 3D path that you take them on.
Yeah.
And it's done very professionally. And that's what I love about it, man, because a lot of people I deal with, and I'm not saying everybody doesn't deal with professionals. I do all day long, man. I talk to CEOs of $10 billion corporations. And I'm saying I'm comfortable putting that dude on that call. So you can invite anybody to that call. That's the part.
Right.
That's the beauty of that presentation is everybody's included. There's not one person that's not. Man, look, you could put congressman or whoever you want on that call. That and I could put a teacher. I could put an administrator. I could put somebody that's a janitor. I could put anybody on that call. So, and if look, right now there's a lot of people that's out of work. You could damn sure put them on that call. That's what I'm talking. That's what I love about that presentation. It's powerful, man. It's got some fire.
Yeah, and that's the thing that it's a non-denominational presentation. It's one of them things where, like, you know, like you said, it fits everybody, right? It's just one of those things where it's not like network marketing, right? Where you're talking to people who want to be network marketers, or people who, want to sell a product or a service, or they got to have a specific product or a service. No, you can put anybody on that call of any age, any ethnicity, any gender, any background, any college education level, any work field level, any business entrepreneur level. You could put anybody on that call. That's the thing. That's the thing that you want. You don't want anybody inoculated, right? You don't want to isolate anybody from having an opportunity. You don't want to make anybody feel a certain kind of way when you're doing a presentation. Like, a person shouldn't cringe when they hear, network marketing. Why are you putting a person in there where they gonna hang up on you, right away? It's just in the middle of your Zoom, they out of there. Or even if they don't hang up, they turn their camera off, and now, like, the call is over, you still see them up there. They ain't listening. They checked out on you a long time ago, but they still they did the thing with the camera off, is still up there because you said network marketing. Okay, so I have nothing against network marketers. I'm not a network marketer. I'm a business person. I'm in business. I'm not in network marketing, right? Do what you do, but I'm not going to force what I do on people as far as industry wise. I'm going to put what I do out there for you to make a business decision on, though. That's what I want you to do. That's what I want, a business decision from people globally, from all around the world, and with nobody feeling like this ain't for me, right? 100% of the people who hear that presentation can say, this is for me. I can do this. That's what business is. We have something that caters to 100% of the people that's out there. And that's why I set it up that way. Also, when you look at this, just the travel, if you see how how I introduce the travel, I rearrange the slides, right? And put travel at the end, right? And then I show pictures of the trips, right? And then I show what you would normally pay by itself. It's included because you're a member, right? And then I'll talk about, hey, so for those of you who are going to get started today and become a member, like on your anniversary next year's day, I'm already telling them that they're getting started. I'm already telling them that, when you get started, this is what's going to happen, right? You have to communicate to people and put people in a position of expectation. Like, you have to take the assumptive approach in your presentation and your conversation, right? And so, but you got to be able to talk to everybody. Appreciate it, Dale. Laura, I want to make sure I get everybody here before we but go ahead, Laura.
Yes, so I was going to use the same word Mr. Boudreaux used, slick, but I'm going to change it to smooth. It's smooth.
Y'all been
So,
hanging around each other too long. You and Boudreaux, y'all been around each other way too long.
We've been around you too long, but never too long, sir. But it's extremely smooth. And I just want to focus on one particular area. Sometimes when it's time to ask for the close, you already said that you assume the close, but to ask for the bag, to ask for the money, let's get started today. Let's get that card out. I like how you segue into two things, which is asking for the money and also helping them to understand that recruiting is a natural part of getting more money. And you use those college slides where you say that
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Man,
besides Mrs. Bean, I was waiting for somebody besides Mrs. Bean to say that. I'm telling you,
what?
she
That
loves
is
that.
tight. It is tight, 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 tight. That is super tight because what it does, it normalizes recruiting. It normalizes sharing with other people. And then you just go to, and when you do this, this is what the outcome is. Build a 250, build a 700. And so they understand that by telling more and more people that they're going to get more and more money. So that slick, smooth, smart, all of it. Perfect.
Awesome, man. I look, it went from me because I was like right before one night before. And by the way, Miss Bean said she loved your shirt, Laura. But one night before the presentation, this happened right before the presentation. I was like, you know what? I wonder if there are any colleges out there that pay students for recruiting other students. And then I hit ChatGPT, right? And say, yeah, ChatGPT, of course they are, right? So it starts, I'm like, all right, cool. So, and it says, this is what they pay and this is how they pay. I said, so then I went back in and said, okay, so give me some specific names of universities that actually pay, these bonuses, commissions, incentives, and stuff like that for students who recruit. Sure. And it starts popping off these little names. I'm like, all right, so the first time, if you notice, this was happening right before it. I actually just mentioned them because I didn't have time to create no slides. But the next time you saw the presentation, the slides was in there, right? And the next time after that, the slides looked even better, right? So, but it's just that because what happens is you go the whole entire presentation as business, and then you see that slide when it says subscriptions, like you can say, hey, now you don't have to refer anybody to the company, which we do, but they've already seen it. It's already in their spirit. It's already in their head. But what if you could refer other college students to a university and get a 4-year degree, a PhD, a master's, a bachelor's, and you don't have to pay for it? No student loan debt, no nothing. You just refer students to the college, and the college says, we're going to pay you for doing it. And now you got a free ride. Now you can take a full load. You don't have to worry about working a part-time job to pay your way. All you got to do is refer other students, right? And so I'm like, wow, never thought about that, right? And so now, well, we learn it from the universities. If you refer other students to us, we want to make sure that you're making a little bit of money here, and then you can take that money, and guess what? You can pay for, well, first of all, you get a free ride, right? You get a free ride for your education, right? $99 a month goes away, right? So now you got a free ride. You paid the tuition, you got started, boom. Now you're learning for free from the best educators and professors around the world and trading, right? 2, now if you want to fund your accounts, right? You want some money to build on, just keep referring other students. And now the money that you're making from referring other students, you can put that in the market and you can make money on that money, right? And so it's because, and I'm gonna tell you what happened was, one day Chris said a word, and I think it was like tuitions. Like when the tuition goes away when you refer other trading students, I'm like, okay, got it. And so now my brain said, take that and expound on that, blow that up, explode that, right? And so, because me, I get an idea, I go crazy with it, I go bananas with it, so that's how it originated, right? And so just having that conversation, but we were, like I said, I was already in that mindset. Oh, it just didn't fit the way I wanted to do it. And I'm like, man, when we had that conversation to hit, but that university thing, Miss Bean fell in love with it. She was listening to it, and it was like that's the first thing that came out of my mouth when I left out the office and walked in the living room. And but now I was waiting to see who was gonna say something about that. Yeah, that now it changes everything about the dynamic of you saying, hey, you got the subscriptions. Now you can come and learn because you got money. You can pay your $99 a month, $149 a month, $199 a month, whatever it is, you can pay that and just worry about yourself. Like a little child, like, worry about yourself. So you just like, now you just worry about yourself. It's all good, right? But if you want to come in here and have a free ride and learn and earn while you learn, right? And use the investment capital that you get for referring people, hey, you can do that too. Ain't no right or wrong way. It's just like this, whatever way you choose. And so now that going into, the back of the setup part on that last slide, when we talk about the assumptive role, and so make sure that we got our annual trip. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, make sure you get your passport. Make sure you're locked in because we like to celebrate. We like to have a good time. We like to go to exotic places, whatever. As students and as a community, I'm painting a picture that you want to be connected in this environment. right? And the Millionaire Mindset call, we had that every Monday. So while you're making money, you learn more and more and more about money and more about how to become a seven-figure and a millionaire. So you can now, put yourself in a position where when you're making this money, you never have to lose it. So we're talking about smart money again, all over again, but from a leadership perspective. So thank you, Laura. That's good. I'm glad you caught that. Oh, wait, I'm like, is anybody gonna catch it? I wonder if anybody's gonna get that. But you got it. Had to be a green person. Had to be one of my analytical people. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Angel.
Thank you, Mr. Bean, for allowing me to share. That was also something that I loved about the presentation. Miss Laura stole that away from what I was going to talk about, because
She's
referrals
scalping.
is
Laura scalping
business.
she's scalping. She's sniping and scalping your quotes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I was laughing so hard when you asked for me. That's why it took me some time to say, because you're talking about greens, catching that. And referrals is business. I mean, my place right here, if I refer someone, they're paying me for my rent, right? So it's business. Without referrals, there are no business, period, right? So, but what I really wanted to share is your intentional placements of your stories and testimonies throughout the whole presentation, because that really helped with the connection to the people, like being connected with all the slides that you intentionally put different testimonials so that people can connect to your presentation. And so there was a lot of moments where I'm like, yeah, I can see it, I can feel it. And it's so doable that it's a no-brainer.
There you go. Stories, I'm gonna tell you right now, guys. You're going to see me use stories in a way that you've never seen me use stories before. I told you guys when I taught you guys the SCEAM method, right? Stories, right? Connecting, right? Humility, right? Education, entertainment, and message. You got stories starts it off, right? Stories is what's going to build you, a fortune, right? So, like I said, you got to like the point I started off the presentation with Kendra with her story, right? It wasn't my story; it was her story. What she just went through. She went through a mass layoff, right? She lost a six-figure income, right? Now she's got a 6-year-old daughter named Ocean that she's got to take care of, and she did very, very well for herself with her money. So she's living off her savings, but that's only going to happen for so long. So she's now saying, I don't want to go back to work for anybody. I want to create, a trading community where I'm just not learning money how to trade by myself, but now I want to help other women do the same thing. We'll take you men, but my mission right now is to make sure this never happens to another woman again on my watch. Right? You see that how the story, if you're a woman sitting there listening to that, how do you not be impacted by that? How can you not connect with that, right? And she wasn't the one told it. I told it. All you women who have children, right, and who've lost a job or stuff like that. It's about stories. Me losing money because I let somebody else trade my money, right? It's about stories, right? And so get your stories together, right? Learn how to be vulnerable. Learn how to roll your sleeves up, right? And tuck the ego away. Ego. Edging goes out, right? That's if you got a goal to make a bunch of money and you got a huge ego and you want to talk about how great you are, people don't care about how great you are, how much money you made, how much success you've had. If you ever notice when I talk about the success I had, it's leading up to a position of humility. And me and my wife made 7 figures in 3 different industries, but it's because that we were connected to people who had our answers and not our problems, people who were able to teach us how to make money. We were students, right? And stuff like so. That if you're going to talk about yourself, make sure that's for a second, just to give yourself credibility. But you got to know how to also take that and turn it into humility, right? You gotta wash one with the other one. Like I said, it's kind of like laundering money. Hey, it might be dirty money over here, but by the time you get over here, it's clean. Right? So You got ego over here. I mean, it may appear like you have an ego based on a statement over here, but by the time you take it through its process, oh, it's humility over here. He's grateful, right? He's appreciative, right? He's a student, like he's humble, right? So stories, stories. Work on your stories. And when you're looking at these slides, figure out what kind of story can you tell on each slide. Even when it came to the point where I on that COVID slide, I talked about people who went, when I talked about residual income and I talked about, me and my wife, while everybody else lost their income, our income went up $20,000 a month, right? I'm successful, but guess what? I also had a business that did what? Fail. It was in travel, right? I didn't say I won 100% of the time. Oh, yeah, I had one business blow up, but I also had one business that went out of business because COVID stopped people from traveling, right? So I lost money in one business. So I'm telling you, in a sense that I am successful. I'm somebody who you can follow, but I'm also telling you, I'm just like you. I lose too, right? I've lost too. So let a person know, man, you've lost a job, right? You've lost a company or you went out of business before, whatever it is. But to make sure you'll learn, and we're gonna, like I said, you're gonna learn over time, like really how to master stories and how to really tell stories and how to really make the stories work for you, how to make other people's stories work for you, right? So good. So like even with Jackie and if you go back and look at the post that I did for Jackie and Jenny. Jimmy, I'm not gonna let you make it, Jimmy. I ain't gonna let you make it. Not today. Tomorrow, yeah. Today I got to ride. I got to get as much out of this as I can, bro. So I talked about, their sacrifices, what they did on that post. If you go back and read their post, right, and you see how I laid it out, I put them in leadership positions, right? I put them as in position as experts, people who are doing the right things, people who are making the right moves, and this is why, boom, right? And so go to their social media, their Facebook page, and go to the communities because I think I put it in the communities as well, and look at that post. Everything I do is for a reason. Everything I do is on purpose, right? So, but stories, I'm telling you, use your stories, master those stories. Great find, great catch, Angel. Uh, Jimmy, you're next.
Man, you just ain't gonna let me live it down, are you?
Nah,
Thank you,
not today.
Jimmy.
Not today. Not today.
Everybody knows Jimmy. Hey, so the presentation slide that I kind of pulled out of the whole presentation. Well, for one, I realized when I saw Thursday's presentation that I used a presentation that was, I don't know, version 1.3 or something. It only had 4 verticals. I don't know. It was an older presentation, but I was asking you about which one should I use. You didn't really give me one, so I picked one out of the hat. But this one, where it said your membership solutions and benefits, it had the 5 verticals. I appreciated that one. I said the heart of the matter on Facebook because it broke it down as to what each of the components can do, the Einstein scanner, the Omni, the smart money program, the Aventi. So I like that part of the presentation, as well as the college referrals. That was great. But I really appreciate the summary of what you get for your $99 a month, right?
Yep.
It's like in a nutshell. So I appreciated that, man, and I'll be looking for that slide the next time.
Yeah. Well, the new, like I said, the new presentation is out. Is had, like I said, I made all the updates on it. Even got the disclaimer slides updated with a proper disclaimer, an actual approved disclaimer as well. And so, but no, yeah, that slide, because if you think about it, like, and watch how I actually use that slide. I use that slide to talk about, how great the trainers are and how many different, asset classes and strategies that we have. And then also that they're bilingual, and also that, we have quant traders and we have, 7-figure quant traders. We have, black, I said, what they call it, the, Six Sigma, black belt Six Sigma trainers. We have people who have been on Wall Street, right? And so I'm giving like, and even though a lot of that's coming from Donnie's resume, the way I said, you think it's a mixture of everybody, right? And so am I lying when I say we have traders? I'm not, it's the same trader. You know what I'm saying? But I said we have traders that see, you gotta learn how to paint pictures with words, right? Pay attention to what I'm saying, and sometimes pay attention to what I'm not saying as well, right? And so, but no, that slide, I take that slide and I make sure that slide says, and even with the smart money, right? Just talking about like we're very purposeful, we're very intentional with our people. We want you to know that we don't want you to just make money here. We want you to be set for the rest of your life here. You know what I'm saying? And then we want you to enjoy it with the travel. You know what I'm saying? And so that slide is one of my favorite slides as well. Because when you look at other presentations of the company out there, they don't have that. They're not thinking about that. It's that what they're doing, what they're doing. Right? And so appreciate it. All right, Chris.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I hate the whole presentation because it's just too good. It makes me envy that I didn't come up with it myself.
Yeah.
No, but I love the presentation. The main thing that I love about it is the flow of the entire presentation. Everybody that I've sent it to, that they've watched it, has said there is no salesiness in it. So it's just a flow of a conversation. And I think the fact that we want to promote education as much as possible, it fits perfect with it. And then, like you said, we talked about changing some of the words. Like I think we were just chatting and we talked about tuition, education, and all that. And then you just took it on a whole nother level with adding the universities that actually do that. So now it's just like, oh, you've taken the whole network marketing component out of it because now you've tied it back to actual institutions that are doing it in the world. And I'm learning how to do my presentations more in a conversational format. So over the years that I've watched your presentations and evolved, I'm trying to get my presentations to that point too. And I think last month, I kind of I ran through a brick wall because you can see I had a lot of builders join at the last week of the month. And I had my first builder go to Builder 250. And I was excited about that. And my conversations have evolved to being copying our conversations that we've had, more of, you can do this if you want. And I got like 2 more minutes to talk to you and I got to go. And people are now like, wait. So that conversation now of the posture and I want to give you kudos because I think I've gotten more mentoring from you than any other mentor in the company. And like Mr. Bean says, like, he gets nothing from me. None of my commissions roll up to him. None of my downline rolls up to him. But I think I've probably spoken with him more than I have any other mentor in the company, and got guidance and real conversations like, hey, Chris, man, you know you're losing money by doing this. Can I talk to you? Can I have a real conversation with you about how you should change and do this? And I've said yes. And over the months and times and weeks and years, I've gotten so much better in this network marketing game, even though it's not really a network marketing game like we like to say is business. But like I want to give you kudos. I want to say thank you. I appreciate all the work you put into the company, and then also the work you put into all of us as individuals, even though all of us don't necessarily roll up to you.
Yeah.
And that presentation is completely fire. I love it. There's no sales, no, give me your card information. We got to get it right now. It's, you get it now, you don't, but we're moving on, and you can watch us trade and hit the button, and you can be there or you can just not be there. And it's not really going to affect me. I'm going to still continue to grow and build. So yeah, I can't wait to November today because it's another month.
Right. Bigger, better, stronger, faster. And bro, I'm gonna tell you, and it's crazy because there are other nuance in there when you talk about, you don't say give me the credit card, but I do. Now this is why this right here. Well, if you ever heard me, how many of you guys hear me say, guys, I'm not an educational advisor. I don't make income claims. As a matter of fact, the only guarantee that you'll get is that this is going to go up. This is an introductory offer. Boom, 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 and it's going to go up. But I just want to get you guys, just like any other business out there, right? They give always give the movers, the people who come in first. They always give you guys the incentives. And so you get an opportunity to get our traders, our trainers, our technology for nothing, little or nothing. Oh, it's going to go up, right? So I want that credit card, but I don't say give me the credit card. I'm gonna tell you, give me your credit card, but I'm gonna tell you in third person, right?
It's a sophisticated sales technique because
give me
no
my
one
money.
leaves the call. No one leaves the call thinking like, man, I just got sold. It's
Right.
like, man, I just got a prize. I got a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is the way your presentation, the way you leave people feeling after call is the way we all need to do, because then they value their membership more, is because now they're like, man, I got in and I got in first and I'm getting so much from this. I'm glad that I jumped on that call versus like, I jumped on it, I got sold, but I'm not too buying into it. Everybody that we talk to and they sign up, they're like, I'm glad you got me on that call because this is going to be like life-changing. This is going to be like your story with Kendra. And Kendra has so much energy. I love her energy on her first call. And that presentation was fire. So kudos, man. I can't wait till we keep doing this because I'm loving the
Thank you,
evolution
Chris.
of it.
Yes, sir. And like that's what it's about, guys. So people don't want to be sold, they want to buy, right? And your job is to lead them to a buying decision, right? And when you look at that buying decision, people, right? They do business with people who what? They know, they like, they trust, and who they believe in, right? They believe in you, they believe in the service, they believe that you can help them. Because that's the one thing that you leave out. Do I believe that I can actually do this? Do I believe that my people can actually do this? Do I believe that we can actually make money doing this? Do I believe that they actually have my best interest at heart? What do I believe? Because people show you what they believe based on what they do or don't do when they get off a call with you. Okay? Don't take it personal, but take it personal. Like, man, what do I need to work on? Because I'm missing something. Because I just missed the money. I just missed the bag. What am I leaving out? Or what am I doing too much of? Or what? And so, like you said, it's a sophisticated way of presenting the opportunity to a person where you make it rejection proof, right? You make it like it's just like hey man, we're gonna do this. You're at the beginning. We're starting. We love to have you without, and you're saying we love to have you without saying we love to have you. We can do it without you, but you're giving a person an opportunity to have an experience, right? And I tell you, I always, every time I have a conversation with somebody, can anybody tell you what kind of experience I give them? I'm waiting for the answer. I know y'all know. Somebody know. What kind of experience do I
The
give a
Sam
person?
Bean experience.
Yes, ma'am.
The
Yes, ma'am.
Sam Bean experience.
They get the Sam Bean experience. So now when you're talking to them, they need to get the Chris McHenry experience, right? And if they don't like the experience, that means that you need to work on your experience, right? They need to get the Thomas Butler experience, right? If they don't like that experience, Thomas, then you need to work on your experience. Remember, they're not the problem. We are, right? And so if they're not buying, that means that there's something that we are missing in our process, in our sales process, in our presentation process. And 9 times out of 10 is connectivity and believability. Okay. Stories. I'm just telling you, stories is going to help and go a long way with that. If a person don't believe that they can relate to you, and and you're not believable and you're salesy, all that stuff is what costs you money, right? You could do a slick presentation and people see you as slick, right? But when Dale said, when Dale said slick, he's the same thing. His word was more on the smooth side, right? Like Donnie said, like Chris said, more on the sophisticated side. Like it's one of those things that you master, with repetition, right? See, for me, when I tell you to reflect after every conversation you have, and I tell you to reflect after every presentation you have, I mean that. I do that. Some of y'all see my presentations like right now, like when Jim said on that slide. How many of y'all know there's only one picture of Einstein on that slide? Now you got the Omni-Sem up there, right? 7 minutes before that presentation, Donnie called me. I mean, he sent me a text and said, "Hey, bro, look, this you need to change this right here. Boom, boom, boom. This is what this is. Bap, bap, bap." And I went to Canva. Boom, boom, boom. Pop, 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 pop. And this is 7 minutes before the presentation even started. I got that text message, right? And I'm moving stuff around. I took Einstein head off of it. I put on me up there, and boom. And now I changed a couple words and I'm evolving before the presentation even started, right? I'm always reflecting. I'm always evolving my presentation, which means I'm always evolving my conversation. That's the sophisticated part about what I do. I bring you into a conversation. You think you're at a presentation until you forget you were even on. Like this dude and drew me in. Wow. You felt like by the time it's over with, you've been knowing me your whole life, or you want to get to know me. Dude's an interesting guy. He's the most interesting guy in business, right? So that's the most interesting guy in business. I want to be, man, I want to do what they do. I want to be a part of what they are a part of, right? That's that evolution. That's that conversation style presentation, right? Where people should see your evolution every time you have a presentation. Dr. Felicia, every time you do a presentation, someone's, man, Marisha say, you know what, man, the way you presented today, I just love the way you presented today, right? It was just something different, right? Even my wife and even Angel, man, that was a great presentation. I'm like, that was the worst presentation I ever did in my life. Like, it was like I rushed, I was stumbling over my words and boom, boom, boom. And then she's like, you know what? You were. And then the next presentation, I was more on purpose, more on point. I was able to collect myself. And it was around the slides that the boring stuff, right? I told you I'm not a green person. I don't like green things. All these darn facts. You know what I'm saying? So like, the facts is in the depth. It's like the devil is in the facts for me, right? I don't like all the facts and stuff. It's not fun. So, but what's not fun is having a painful presentation that costs somebody money, right? That's not fun either. So worked on it. And boom, the very next presentation, that I did, none of that, right? What could I do better? What did I do something that cost somebody some money today? Did I do something that cost me some money today? Thomas was relying on me. He put 2 people on that call. Man, I could have did better. Or, Candy was relying on me. Man, she put 7 people, 4 people on that call, 3 people on that call. Man, I'm so happy that I changed that. Right? And this is an everyday process. I've had the days that y'all see me do 2 presentations in a day, from Kendra's presentation to the night presentation I did. There were some changes that nobody know about, right? It's always evolving, right? It's always evolving. That presentation that you guys have access to now that I put in the groups, and if you don't have it, let me know. I'll make sure you get it. That presentation will probably be the #1 most used presentation in the company, because you can take me out and insert yourself in and now start having those conversations when you insert your stories in different slides. Okay? And make sure that when you're telling stories, get to the point with your stories, because you don't want to go down rabbit holes with your stories. And you don't want to, and in the beginning, find like 2 or 3 of your most powerful stories and shorten them, get to the point quick, and use those 2 or 3 stories strategically placed throughout your presentation. And then as you're continuing to evolve, you'll be able to have some excerpt stories or jokes or whatever it is that you can start to actually add in without adding time, right? Remember, time is still something that you have to be aware of. I did a 40-minute presentation with Kendra, and that was because of the edification in the beginning, but that was okay. I can do a 40-minute presentation and still hold an audience, right? But I still want to get it down to 30, right? And I want to keep it at 30. So, but when I'm doing a launch presentation, it's going to be around about 40, which is fine. But when you're doing a corporate presentation or a group presentation, you want to keep it around about 30. So I have the slides geared to where it's about a 25 to 30-minute presentation when you do it properly, right? So those are the things, guys, I want to make sure, because today I did want to make sure that we talk about this presentation, because your presenting numbers should go through the roof. Like, you should be presenting, like, I challenge somebody, just do 1 presentation every day for somebody. Find somebody you can get on Zoom with those slides and just point and read, right? And if they have questions, I'll be there waiting. I'll be there waiting for your questions, right? I'll be there waiting for like 3 ways, lifelines. I'm there. I'm telling you. And so JCL will tell you, I sit there and make the JCL, because it's on me. That's on me. JCL said, hey brother, can you talk to these people? I'm gonna introduce you to them and whatever. JCL got me on there and did a presentation, like a 30-minute presentation on Zella. And I sat there and waited till the whole presentation till he finished. But he don't know the process. He didn't know the process. He hadn't been like educated on what we do and how to do it. But he did the process. I stayed and waited and then talked. All right. But if you're gonna do the work, I'm gonna do the support. Right? I got your back, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I have your back. I am wanting to find out who are going to be my top presenters, who are going to be the people who are going to do the presentations the most. Right now, I'm looking for somebody who's willing to present every day, every day. Find somebody to sit in front of on Zoom or in person every day this month, and don't care about the result. Just care about getting better with every presentation and watch what happens. If you just do that and get us any mistakes that you make on the presentation, I will fix in my conversation. That's what 3 Ways and Lifelines are for. Go mess it up. Give me something to fix. And you'll learn from what I fix. Right? So like Chris said, the YouTube videos, even if you're just sitting there watching a YouTube video with them, when it's over with, hey, boom, let's talk about it. Right? But I want y'all in the field. I want you in front of people. I want you on Zoom. I want you with the slides doing it. And I also want you sending it. People who you can't get in front of, people you can't present in front of, send them the YouTube video. But make it your mission this month in November to sit in front of somebody on a regular basis and do that presentation and make them respect you, right, while you're doing it. So I know we got the company call, guys. The update call is at 11 o'clock, but this had to be done. We had one hell of a month in the month of October, right? And we were in a hunt for Red October, guys, and we got it. We went to war. We made it happen. We made some results. We put one Australia to work. The COO had to cut more commission checks than he's ever cut in his life in the company. He had to cut more dual team bonus checks that he's ever had to cut in his career in this company's history. He has to have more rank advancement updates and stuff that he's ever had, right? In his tenure in his company. Last month, y'all put him to work. This month, we had to keep him working, right? We had to create more work. That's our job. Our job is to make sure one is always cutting checks. He's always putting money in your bank accounts, right? So I'll see you guys, in a couple of times at the top of the hour for those of you who are going to be on it, when it comes to the company update call. Other than that, guys, let's go have a really bang up month of November. Let's make sure that this is month 2 of that 6-month run, guys. Stay with me. Okay? Please stay with me. Just believe in me for 6 months. Just give me, I just need this month, these next 5 months. This month is going to be a special month. We're going to, trust me, the company is about to create. Now it's not just us like launching it. The whole entire company is about to explode. The Latino market is about to explode. You're about to see so much money being generated, so many ranks being popped and broken, so many people in different countries coming in from all around the world. You want to be in the midst of that. You don't want to be in the company while it happens without you. You want to be a part of the reason why it's happening, right? So join us. Go to work, guys. Roll your sleeves up and work in this month of November. And you'll have a beautiful December. You'll have a beautiful Christmas. You'll have great commissions. Kids will have really, really good toys and vacations, right? And we're gonna work in December too. But we only have really about 20 days in December because you're gonna take 10 days off. Most people are gonna take 10 days off for vacations and holidays and stuff like that. So trust me, that's going to be a short month. So we got to go do some explosive work right now and bring enough people in right now. So we have enough people in the group and in your teams that are working in those 20 days leading into January. So, all right, guys. Yeah. No, the Walmart mentality, no holidays for me either, Vic. So, all right, guys, we'll see you guys at the top. See you guys at the bank. See you guys at the beach. And we'll see you guys at the top of the hour on the corporate update call. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Mr. Bean.